For dinner.
Krauts, kind of like how it looks.
Krauts, yep.
Potees.
Yep.
Vegan. I didn't really hear if she said the D at the end, but I think it's close enough. Vegan. I'm just kind of hoping she doesn't play. But Seaverts.
Yep.
Keijo. Lily Keijo.
K.
Yeah. Chia, like Chia Pet.
Chia?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Hernandez, and then
Keijo again?
Amaria Keijo.
Keijo?
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good.
I'm pretty sure I got the first name right. I might just. Oh, and then Tyler Williams, Jessica Rock, Bill Vaness. It's the coaches. We might not even say that.
Gotcha.
I saw the.
You got the starting lineups?
I did not. The scoreboard might have it though. I saw the guard is here again. How do you want to handle that? The long.
We'll do our pregame show, and then right as it gets to the national anthem, we go to commercial.
And do it for the entire time because they take forever.
Yeah. Let's just do commercial the whole time.
Okay. When do you want to start?
3 minutes? I'll circle the starters quickly.
Oh yeah, I see it.
0, 4, 11, 12, 23.
Oh yeah, I suppose we don't have to really worry about keeping accurate scoreboard.
Wait,
because
who's 12?
12. Oh, for Kaukauna?
Bondi.
No, that's on the Ghost side, isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah, like Ghost is on the left.
Oh, shoot. I messed up.
No worries. Yeah, so plate, Baumgart, Reeder, Robinson, Eben. Bulow, Wiegand, Lily Keijo, Chia, Amaria Keijo.
Okay.
Are our mics off? Sorry.
Ready?
Yeah.
And welcome to all of our sports fans watching the world record, according to Jason Zaleski, for Zaleski Sports broadcasts in a day. 15 broadcasts on the network, all throughout, streaming on YouTube as well on Roku. Wherever you're watching, however you're watching, thanks for joining us here at Kaukauna High School for some FVA Conference girls basketball. It's game number 2 of the year for the Galloping Ghosts of Kaukauna up against the Fond du Lac Lady Cardinals, and they are 2-2 on the season. Gunnar Tippert, Brendan Retzloff here. We thank you guys for joining us here for our pregame festivities, which will be pretty short here. We'll go through one of our sponsors for this pregame. And the first sponsor we will have will be none other than Revive Wellness. With locations in Appleton and Oshkosh, our IV therapy and hydration treatments are tailored to your health, beauty, fitness, and wellness goals. With over 20 years of art and experience, we deliver top safety care and quality. Visit Revive Wellness and feel revitalized today. So, we have two conference opponents, very first game of the conference season for both of these sides, and you're looking at the top scorers. For Kaukauna, it's Addison Baumgart, where she had 19.7 rebounds, and it had a great day against Bayport in that loss, but that was almost 2 weeks ago, Gunnar.
Yeah. Kaukauna, it's a tale of two different schedules here. Kaukauna still 0-1. I believe that game was a couple Fridays ago, or maybe Thursdays ago against Bayport, the 60-50 loss, a non-conference matchup, of course. Whereas Fond du Lac, like you said, they're 2-2. They played over the Thanksgiving weekend in a Kettle Moraine high school hosted tournament. They went 2-0 after a couple blowout losses to start the season against Hartford, who's ranked in the Division I polls, and De Pere, a traditionally great basketball school. So Fond du Lac is rolling right now after a rough start, and certainly they're going to have the less rust here tonight, as Kaukauna's had that long break in between these two games. Like you said, it's the first night of the FVA schedule. They've got a full slate of all 10 teams playing tonight in conference. We'll check in on, or we'll mention the other games later on tonight as we hit the buzzer. Warm-ups over here.
And yeah, just the last thing to look at here, Allie Bulow, top scorer of this Fond du Lac program, 17 points, 8 rebounds against New Berlin West in that invite this past weekend for Thanksgiving. But now that the giving thanks time is over, it's now time to be jolly and enjoy this December for finally the beginning of December basketball here on Zaleski Sports. But we're going to take things away to our first TV timeout. Tip-off coming up here in Kaukauna here on Zaleski Sports.
Friends, are you a retiree like myself and have some spare time and wanting to meet new people? I drive school bus for Cobison Buses. I enjoy seeing many smiling faces, and I still have time for the activities I enjoy. Cobison Buses offers a flexible schedule, and it's a well-paid part-time job. It's the perfect balance of work and play. Come join me make a difference in your community. Visit Cobison.com for more information and to find a Cobison terminal near you.
Nestled in the Wildwood Park and Zoo, the Marshfield Rotary Club Winter Wonderland has dazzled families with over 1 million lights displayed. Admission is free. Cash donations and non-perishable food items encouraged. The Winter Wonderland is open November 29th through December 31st.
Selling your car to Doll Auto is quick and easy. Bring your title and keys, and you'll have a check in as little as 30 minutes. Still owe money on your vehicle? No problem. We'll take care of it. Doll Auto. Simple.
Get more sales, more customers, more employees, more community support. Let Zaleski Sports help you today. Our advertising rates are less than what you have in your pocket now. People just like you watching this broadcast are your next customer or team member. Plus, you'll have the satisfaction of making sure that our light continues to shine on these student athletes. Use the phone in your hand. Email us now. The biggest name in streaming and the biggest name in Wisconsin high school sports broadcasting are now in the same place. Download the Zaleski Sports app on Roku today for easy viewing of your favorite high school sports. Find games by season, sport, or school, then sit back and enjoy. Download the Zaleski Sports app on Roku today.
At Ridgetop, we are your trusted, local, affordable exterior renovations expert. Isn't that right, Bo?
Exactly, especially when we are working on someone's biggest investment.
Can you give us an example, Bo?
Well, There was this house. We replaced the roofing, siding, and windows. Then they left a 5-star review.
One of our thousands of 5-star reviews?
Exactly.
For your free, no obligation estimate, call us today or go to ridgetopexteriors.com.
Back here in Kaukauna, everybody, today's game is presented by Travel Leaders Discovery. Looking for the perfect getaway and want to travel worldwide? Travel Leaders Discovery has you covered. Their local travel experts create unforgettable experiences tailored just for you. Ready to travel stress-free? Visit tltrips.com and start your adventure as the Fond du Lac starting lineup is being introduced at the moment. And to go through these lineups quickly here, we already mentioned her name, number 3, Ellie Bulow. Bulow, the 5'7" guard for Fond du Lac, the sophomore with a ton of potential. Then it's Nala Wiegand, and Wiegand, also one of those top scorers on this team, followed by number 30, Lily Kajo. Then it's number 32, Anna Chia, and number 55, Amaria Kajo. Taking over for the Galloping Ghosts lineup here. Starting number 0, the sophomore, Kiera Plate. Then it's number 4, the senior, Addison Baumgart. Then it's number 11, another sophomore, Ava Reeder. Then it's number 12, the senior, Savannah Robinson. And number 23, the senior, Josie Eben. It'll be interesting to see how this matchup goes. Kaukauna in their first game of the year. We mentioned how it was almost more than 2 weeks ago already, but they had 19 turnovers in that game. Then looking at Fond du Lac, they had 29 turnovers against New Berlin West in their last matchup.
In that game, they managed to make a big comeback there. Fond du Lac was down 18-29 at half. They outscored New Berlin West, the Vikings, by 16 in the second half, and were able to win it as Fond du Lac wins the jump here.
Here we go. Beginning of the first half here, and a 3 right away off the mark from the Lady Cardinals, and that was who we're going to be seeing shoot the ball a lot, Allie Bulow, averaging around 18.5 points per game this season through the 4 games here on the year. Down low, underneath, off the glass, couldn't get the finish to go as Baumgarten, Fond du Lac to take over right away. Kaukauna with a good stand on defense, but how about sticking up to it was Kajo, but left it short.
Almost looked like Kaukauna had a steal on that last possession as they were trying to go from Kajo to Kajo, but eventually Amaria was able to corral it down low.
It's Plate underneath with the finish for the first 2 points here of the night. And Kiera Plate, she is a big shooter from far behind the perimeter. We don't see her take it that much underneath, but she's got a lot of range. How about range here? No good for the Cardinals. Again, that was Chia on the attempt and rebounded.
Interested to see number 12 here with the ball, Savannah Robinson, tonight. We didn't see her play as much as she would have liked against Bayport. A little bit of foul trouble.
Nice kick out to Eben, hitting the tray.
And we didn't see a game that Josie Eben probably herself didn't like how she played against Bayport. She had a bit of a rough night turnover-wise, but drains the early 3 here, as she did against Bayport, looking to have a more consistent game here tonight.
And that type of ball movement for Kaukauna that we saw in that last possession, that is what Coach Rob Hendrickson wants to see out of this team. First year coaching this team, but he's got plenty of coaching experience back to his Shiocton days, over 16 years of coaching some girls basketball, and he has coached some tremendous programs over there.
Of course, Shiocton made it to the state tournament under Coach Hendrickson once. Kaukauna looking to build that culture here. You saw number 1, Addison Banazinski, subbed in for Reeder as they're struggling to get it over half court.
Kaukauna somehow was able to beat out the clock of getting it past the half court line, and a nice move by Baumgart using the body over the top, and that's the way to get it done.
An early 7-0 lead here for the Ghosts. The Division II Northern Michigan recruit, Baumgart, getting into the lane there. Kaukauna very deliberate on the offensive end so far. No wasted time.
A nice poke away from plate to force the turnover, and Baumgart with the right hand. She gets fouled, and she'll go to the line. And Kaukauna, they're capitalizing off of these turnovers very quickly.
Yeah, Fond du Lac has had trouble getting anything inside on the offensive end. Every pass that's tried to go into the post ends up getting poked out of there. And Kaukana's been able to get running the other way and get some transition opportunities.
A 7-0, make it an 8-0 start. Pretty solid here for the Galloping Ghosts.
You wonder how long Coach Williams for Fond du Lac waits to call that first time out.
Baumgart hits both of them, and that's really how Kaukauna likes to play their game. They don't play too much of that full court pressure on defense, but right now it's causing some issues for Fond du Lac, and Coach Rob Hendrickson, he's sticking with it.
Yeah, that was Lily Cajo, number 30, trying to throw it into the Fond du Lac front court, but just too strong for her teammate. Another turnover for the Cardinals. And it's good to see Baumgart make those 2 free throws, as here's a turnover by Kaukauna. Against Bayport, Kaukauna was 8 for 16 from the line, so 50%. Not a very good mark as a team. Baumgart gets them started 2 for 2 here tonight.
It was a tough day for the Ghosts shooting at the line that day against Bayport. The 3 to try to break the goose egg, can't do it for Chia. And Kaukauna has a chance to make this double-digit lead. They give it to Banazinski. Back to Baumgart with the left hand, and lots of contact, no call.
Yeah, not quite a block there, but Maria Cajo getting in Baumgart's way effectively enough to make that an ugly-looking shot. Half-court trap here for Kaukauna.
Chia finds Cajo to Cajo, and cannot complete it, and the block for Baumgart to shut down the Cardinals yet again. Still scoreless here in about the first 4 minutes of this game for Fond du Lac. It's Eben from downtown, and she's 1 for 2 on the night.
It's a good look for Eben, though, trying to catch it in rhythm, get another 3-pointer off after making her first one. I don't mind that, especially when you're up 9-0.
Pretty quick pass. Took a while for Baumgart to get back up on her feet, and Fond du Lac goes around the perimeter here. Cajo with it, and she's going to kick it out to Below to hit the 3, and Allie able to put Fond du Lac here on the scoreboard in a much-needed time.
Much better possession there for Fond du Lac, and they force a turnover with a press of their own. Amaria Cajo with the steal, gives it to Lily.
Back and forth here on the turnovers. Bulow was the one to hit the 3 for the Cardinals. Now Chia looking around here. Cajo.
Good passing.
Nice pass underneath. Basket's not going to count. Foul on the ground, and Coach Tyler Williams, he wants them to check that, even though there's no instant replay in this game.
Some great passes there for Fond du Lac on that possession as they make their first subs of the game. Number 1, Ellie Call, a sophomore in, along with number 4, Claire Bratz, a sophomore. I believe Claire was on the volleyball team that we saw played here, where Fond du Lac spoiled Kaukauna's chances at the FVA title.
And these two last year split the series 1-1, and the big-time 3-ball from Lila Johnson to make it, just like that, a one-possession game.
Oh, yeah, pardon me. That was Lila Johnson. I thought the first player was number 1. Of course, there's a number 0 who that's call.
Baumgart was going for the response, could not do so, and lots of contact right around midcourt here. And that's going to be a foul here on Carly Gross, it looks like.
You get the sense early on here that Fond du Lac's going to have to live and die by the three-pointer here tonight. They've really struggled to get anything going inside, and some of their best possessions have been when they're passing it around the perimeter.
They're going to have to rely a lot of their game on their top scorer. Another 3 from Johnson.
What a spark off the bench from Lila Johnson.
And this game is tied just like that. Kaukauna was up 9-0. It's a game of runs. You got to love it. And nice pass underneath. Just couldn't complete the finish. Baumgart fakes, kicks it out. The 3, tried to bank it home, was Gross, and jump ball.
Great cut there by Misty Borkert coming off the bench for Kaukauna. Just couldn't finish it. Sort of a reverse layup as she was coming across the lane.
In our pregame, I referred to, we have 15 broadcasts on ZaleskiSports.com right now as off the miss, try to clean it up, and Kaukauna, they just can't afford a basket right now.
Yeah, no good for Reeder and Borkert there. For 3, Chia, no good. Rebound for Johnson. And
another board.
Right to her teammate. Back off the bench, Allie Bulow.
Allie Bulow up to 5 points. Lila Johnson has 6. The Cardinals have an 11-0 run here in Kaukauna. It's FVA Conference Girls Basketball. We'll be right back here on Zaleski Sports.
Hey, you're tuned in to Better Halves.
Skip, I love my hometown, and I want a health plan that feels the same way. So, what are your favorite local date spots?
Oh, yeah, I know like all the date spots in Eau Claire.
Ooh. Jane, I'm Steve from Security. I've lived here in Wisconsin my whole life, and that means I understand your health coverage needs better.
By the way, Doug, it's Eau Claire. I have a dozen Eclairs in my dressing room.
Welcome back here on Zaleski Sports. Fond du Lac leads Kaukauna 11-9. Tonight's game is presented by Visit Marshfield to see the largest holiday lights display in central Wisconsin, featuring over 2 million lights at Wildwood Park. Open every night from 5 to 9 p.m., now through New Year's Eve. Admission is free. For more information, go to visitmarshfield.com. Coming out of the break, I mentioned when is Tyler Williams going to call a timeout when they were down 9-0. It ends up being Coach Rob Hendrickson for the Ghosts who calls the first timeout as Fond du Lac gets on an 11-0 run.
And Fond du Lac was doing all the right things. I think their personnel they set up correctly, and it was able to set them up to take this 11-0 run, and now it's Kaukauna's turn. They need to find some way to respond to this quick attack defense, and here's a foul here on Anna Chia.
Before the timeout, we saw a couple more Kaukauna bench players sub in, Borkert in, as well as Ava Reeder back into the game. Interesting to see that Addison Baumgart, the top player for Kaukauna, not currently in the ball game. I don't know if that was before the timeout or after. You see Kira Plate, another starter, sub back in.
Well, I'll tell you this. I saw Baumgart kind of fall to the floor on one of the plays earlier, and she took a while to get back up, but she's still sitting on the bench right now, just probably drinking some fluids, try to get herself back into the game here.
Yeah, you got to imagine Coach Hendrickson wants that stay on the bench to be as short as possible for his top player.
Setting the screens, Robinson for Plate, and Plate, she just had nowhere to go, almost dribbled that into a triple team. And Fond du Lac, they're just putting together the right units on defense.
Kaukauna not getting the easy looks inside that they did on the first couple possessions of the game. See how this inbound goes.
Get it in here, kick it out to Reeder. Back to Robinson, or excuse me, that was Misty Borkert, and Misty just took a step before the dribble.
So Fond du Lac forces the turnover there. They do commit 2 fouls early on in this one. Fond du Lac's got 3 team fouls in this half. Kaukauna with 2.
Pop another 3 just off the mark. It was Lila Johnson, and why not? She was 2 for 2.
Yeah, a bit of a heat check as Fond du Lac brings the full court pressure here. 4 players on the near side of half court. Only Claire Brott's back. There she is.
Kaukauna tried to escape that pressure and tried to recover. It was Plate. Plate lost it out of bounds, last touched by the Cardinals, and Kaukauna has not made a basket since around the 14.5-minute mark here in the first half. Almost said quarter.
Used to play quarters, 10 years ago?
Yeah,
was the change.
They just decided to make that change. WIAA likes to make some pretty quick changes on things. Fight the one-on-one, and to win the one-on-one was Lily Cajo.
Good transition basket there. Fond du Lac taking advantage of the full court press.
Borkert has 2 open players to go to and not able to get the shot off. Was Stife.
Foul's going to be on the floor, so no free throws for Stife here.
I was really thinking that Kaukauna was going to be able to put up a shot there. Stife was open, Plate was open underneath.
Josie Ebbins subbing back in, as well as Aubrey Lensmeyer, a freshman. I believe this is the first time we've seen her all season. Perhaps she was in briefly during the Bayport game.
Robinson, miscommunication on the throw-in, and that's going to be another turnover here on the Ghost. And Gunnar, what we're seeing right now is Kaukauna, they're turning the ball over a lot once again, and early in the game, they weren't turning it over. They put 9 points on the board.
And a big 13-0 run here for Fond du Lac. They've looked great on the defensive end and better on the offensive end. Of course, relying on the three-point shot pretty heavily. See if they can get something inside here.
Cajo, the charge. It's an offensive foul on Amaria.
Yeah, taking the charge there, Savannah Robinson.
What a way to stick through it on defense, too. Robinson, she's not one of the biggest players on the team.
Not typically, I don't think, a post, but with Baumgart out and Eben wasn't in the spot there to take the charge, just ends up being her, and she does a nice job.
Still have not seen Baumgart come back into the game ever since that 13-minute mark here in the first half. And Robinson and Eben and Plate, they're going to be the ones that have to really take control of this year.
From last year's team, Eben and Robinson, the other leading scorers besides Addison.
Kick it out for Plate. Looked good on the angle, just short front rim. Cajo's going to take it herself. Left hand, no good. Eben with the rebound.
Great defense again from Robinson there, getting in the way of Cajo.
Playing very quickly. Lensmeyer couldn't get it to go. Rebounded by the Ghost, and now it's lost. And Fond du Lac's got a 2-on-1. Bounce pass taken away. I don't know how she was able to manage to throw that back. Was Plate, and we have some wrestling right at the K mark. And this school pretty well known for the wrestling. Plenty of state titles. I believe 4 in a row for
Well, now I'm looking at the
Kaukauna
conference championships. When was the last time they didn't win the FVA? It might be 1998, which is an absolutely insane streak. From 1999 to 2024, the boys wrestling team, FVA conference champions.
That's got to be close to a national record. The 3 from the corner, no good. Cajo, Amaria gets fouled, and she will go to the free throw line for the first time today. And we are still seeing the minimum of baskets here in this game.
13-9 our score. First free throws for the Cardinals here. Amaria Cajo.
Kaukauna's gone almost 6 minutes without a basket. Fond du Lac, on the other hand, has gone a couple of minutes without a basket, but ever since before that, you'd almost have to go back 4.5 to 5 minutes. So these teams playing very fast-paced, but the score would not tell you that.
On the season, Amaria Cajo struggling from the line, 6 for 14 coming into tonight's game. Hits that first one.
Keijo, number 2, got a lucky roll.
And she's back to 50%, 8 for 16 on the season.
Lensmeyer looks and finds Reeder. Reeder to Eben, outside, the 3 from Baumgart. Baumgart's back into the game here for the Ghosts, but she is cold right now. Dribble it underneath, left it short, and Reeder tried to save it, but her foot was out of bounds. Probably the right call by the officiating crew.
It's been an up and down game with both teams in the full court press. You got to wonder who's going to be the first to blink on that, who's going to call it off first.
Another corner 3, no good. That was Wiegand. Wiegand's been quiet here in this game tonight. Reeder from downtown, short. And Kaukauna, they just cannot buy a basket right now.
Yeah, Lensmeyer not able to save it there.
You almost wonder if your coach, Rob Hendrickson, if you might just want to call a timeout to try to reset something so you can just get a basket on the board. Another 3, and Wiegand's got it. Nyla Wiegand hits the 3, and just like that, Fond du Lac is on an 18-0 run here in this first half. Wiegand has it. Cross dribble, tries to go left. Baseline, kick it out. They'll shoot another tray. Couldn't go. Back with the rebound against Cross. Kick it out, corner 3. No good.
That's number 2, Clara Goodex, subbing in for the first time. A lot of sophomores on this Fond du Lac team, pretty young.
We'll see how the Ghosts prevail here. Baumgart in the lane, got it to go with the roll.
And was there ever any doubt who was going to break the scoring drought for Kaukauna? It was going to be Addison.
Good crossover by Wiegand as she takes a hit and a foul as she'll go to the line to shoot 2. But to your point, Baumgart, she is clearly the leader of this team, and she's really finding any way possible to step up and try to get her team back in this game.
Yeah, we mentioned in the Bayport game how as a junior last year, Addison had to step up as the number 1 option when she maybe wasn't expecting to. Last season, Kaukauna did have a Division I recruit, Alexa Kindness, but she was injured all season. She's now at Loyola Chicago. So Addison became the number 1 option her junior year, and she's going to be looked to by her teammates as the senior leader this season.
Wiegand has 3 points here in the ball game. Hit that 3 and able to finish up a free throw here. 8-point lead for Fond du Lac with just over 7 minutes to go here in the first half. Baumgart for Eben. The connection wasn't doing. Really good defense played by Lily Keijo.
Yeah, good skip pass from Baumgart there, but Eben not able to get up a clean shot.
Keijo's going to take it from Kimberly. Hitting the 3.
That was college range right there.
From one K-Town to another. Man, oh man.
Fond du Lac's been shooting the lights out as a team.
Lily Keijo, and this time it's going to be Josie Eben off the glass. Kaukauna down 9 here. And Rob Hendrickson's looking to put in a couple of other players to maybe help out the process. Keijo again. That time she almost hit the Kareem hook shot.
She pulled up with the left hand too. If I'm not mistaken, the three-pointer was with her right. I'll have to keep an eye on that.
It was a very awkward looking shot. I will agree with you on that. Kaukauna passes up the long mid-range shot. Kick it out. Linsmeyer, and she walked with it. Another turnover.
Yeah, just a little bit of freshman jitters there and inexperience. Aubrey, one of 4 freshmen on this varsity roster. None of the other 3 have seen the court here tonight.
Lily Keijo, she's the hot hand right now. 7 points. Most points out of all the players on the floor right now. And she has the ball, and she gets called for the travel. We'll see if that tries to build any momentum moving forward, because Fond du Lac, they haven't turned the ball over too much here in the late going of the half.
It's really been the Fond du Lac full court press that's caused the turnovers. The Kaukauna press hasn't done too much.
Robinson will take it, rimmed out, and just tough for any of these players on the Ghosts, except for Baumgart, to finish their shots. 3 from downtown. Rolled in and out for Chia. And on a foul here, they're going to put it on Banazinski.
Yeah, Almeria Cajo grabbing the offensive rebound there, coming down strong and drawing the foul. Both teams with 5 in the half. We'll see if we get to the single bonus.
Just about 5.5 to go here in the first half. Cajo tried to get fancy with it, and a very slow roll away, turned over by Fond du Lac. Kaukauna to take over. Back up top to Robinson. Set it up for Borkert. Baumgart for 3, no good. That could have been a huge swing of momentum if she could have got it to fall. Instead, Wiegand will take it herself and draw the foul. And the foul looks like it will be on Greenthal. Or number 11, excuse me. That was Ava Reeder.
Reeder's first, the 6th for Kaukauna. So Fond du Lac into the single bonus on the next foul they draw. It'll be 2 shots here, though.
Able to hit the first here is Wiegand, and timeout taken by Coach Rob Hendrickson. His team down by 12. It's tough to believe they started this game up by 9, but ever since the 14.5-minute mark, Kaukauna has gone dead quiet. Only 2 baskets. 25-4 run for Fond du Lac. We'll be right back with girls conference basketball here on Zaleski Sports.
Culligan Water delivers. From your first call, to your first sip, to your first soak. Culligan, give us a tap. The only water that comes with a van.
Welcome back on Zaleski Sports. The Cardinals of Fond du Lac up 25-13. Tonight's game brought to you by Cobeson. Cobeson offers a flexible schedule and a well-paid part-time job, the perfect balance of work and play. Cobeson Buses Limited also specializes in providing charter services to all sorts of events. Join us and make a difference. Visit Cobeson.com. We take pride in every ride.
In and out of bounds. Last touch by Fond du Lac. Kaukauna to take over, so Wiegand goes, I believe, 1 for 2 on the free throw.
She made the one before the break. I'll zoom out here. You can kind of see 4 players for Fond du Lac across half court on this pretty aggressive press. They only leave 1 back.
It's been working for Tyler Williams and his crew here tonight. And the parents and students for Fond du Lac trying to make some noise, be a distraction here on this offense that's in some progress right now. The rejection coming from Lila Johnson. Kick it out to the 3 land, no good. And Kaukauna just really trying not to fall apart here on offense, as things have just been a struggle.
And Coach Hendrickson probably saying, get a good look. Don't settle for a 3 just because you're down 12 right now. You got plenty of time to cut into this lead. Cajo with the reach in there. Her second. So that's significant. Lily Cajo leading Fond du Lac scorers with 7 points. Wonder if you see her sub out. There she goes. So wonder if we don't see her for the rest of the half as Coach Tyler Williams tries to keep her out of even more foul trouble.
Probably a wise decision from Coach Williams. He has a bunch of other girls that he can go to and he can heavily rely on for Fond du Lac. Eben tries to drive underneath. She might have walked. And that is most definitely the call. The Ghosts were hoping for the contact first, but Josie Eben just took a couple too many steps there. A good crossover. And the high point off the glass, no good for Lila Johnson. Plate to take it up the floor. Too high for Eben. And Kaukauna will not have it.
I believe they'll maintain possession.
I wasn't sure where the official was pointing after the...
Yeah, Bratz tried to save it, and I believe he was pointing that her foot was on the line.
So the inbound. Baumgart, one-on-one, spin move, and that's just the day Kaukauna's had.
Good defense by Anna Chia, one-on-one there with Baumgart.
Chia kicking out. Back to Chia. Downtown, no good. Out of bounds.
Good defensive possession there for Kaukauna. Not a great shot choice by Chia, and you're thankful that the lead doesn't grow, but you got to start cutting into it here as we approach halftime.
There's plenty of time to come back, but there's also plenty of time to lose it even more. And right now, Kaukauna, they just have to think about the glass being half full.
Yeah, they're doing their job on the defensive end. Just need to start to swing the momentum here in their own offensive end.
Plate from the key. Hits it, Kiera Plate.
Right on cue.
That's a much-needed three ball for the Galloping Ghosts as Kiera Plate's up to 5 points here on the night. Wiegand hesitates, drives inside, the one-on-one with Plate, and a foul is drawn. Looked really good with the coverage on defense, but they're going to get her for a reach.
And they are going to say 2 shots. So I thought it might have been on the floor there, and she gets the 1-and-1 with the single bonus. That was the 7th foul for Kaukauna, but they're going to call it a shooting foul. So Wiegand gets 2 shots. She went 1 for 2 in her last trip to the line.
Able to hit on the first one here.
I believe she was 1 for 2 in an earlier trip too, so she's 3 for 5 now.
And partner, I'll ask you this. Kaukauna, they started up 9-0. To be down by 10 at this point, do you think that's a lucky thing that they're only down by now 11? Or do you just think that Kaukauna just seems like really lost out there?
I think they've certainly struggled with dealing with this full court press. So every time Fond du Lac has made a basket and the Kaukauna has to inbound from underneath their own, they've really struggled to get into their half-court offense. And then they've also struggled when they get into the half-court offense, just not a lot of good looks. And I would say that's more a credit to the Fond du Lac half-court defense. Perhaps they don't have as much size as Baumgart hits the front end of a 1-and-1 there. They don't maybe have as much size as Kaukauna height-wise, but seems like a lot of long wingspans for this Fond du Lac team getting in the passing lanes.
So Baumgart here with her second attempt here, hits both of them. And Addison Baumgart, she is up to 8 points here in the half, almost half the points on the board for the Ghosts.
Yeah, and half of her points coming from the line. She's 4 for 4, so that's a silver lining from this first half. Better free throw shooting for the Ghosts, but it's only been Baumgart.
Kaukauna beginning to play some zone coverage on defense, which leaves wide open shooters on the outside. No good. But that's a good break there and maybe a good change.
I think,
defense.
If you're Coach Hendrickson, you're okay with giving up those deep threes. Fond du Lac's been hot from three-point land, but you got to make them keep proving that they can hit those shots, and they're starting to miss a couple more.
Baumgart finds Gross. Now it's Banazinski. Kicks it out. Gross hesitates, dribble drive outside. Baumgart, tough-looking shot, and no good. But probably a good idea to use the veteran, the captain of this team. Just over a minute to go. The three from Wiegand, no good. Plenty of threes have gone in the air.
Lily Cajo checking back in with her 2 fouls.
Robinson pulls up and hits.
Yeah, she'll come in at the next dead ball.
So Savannah Robinson gets her first score here of the night.
And right now starting to become a little bit more concerned about the Fond du Lac choices on their offensive end, taking a lot of threes.
And speaking of that, another three, but to clean it up was Claire Bratz. Now Baumgart will take it. She'll go slowly with it, and we'll see what Kaukauna does here on the possession if they want to hang on to the last shot.
Yeah, our clock matching the game clock here, just hitting 30 seconds remaining.
Based on the tempo of Kaukauna, they might try to pull up one shot here, reach in, foul. And
yeah, just before a double dribble by Gross. I think Fond du Lac probably not too happy with that call. Gross will get a 1-and-1 here.
Yeah, that was Fond du Lac's 8th foul here of the half. So
yes.
no fouls to give or anything. And maybe Fond du Lac just wants an opportunity at the last shot.
True. But if you're Coach Hendrickson, with how your team has shot at the line, granted it's all been one player so far, you don't hate getting this from your last offensive possession.
Any ways to have an opportunity to score points that can really help you, even though Gross ended up missing here. Final 15 seconds of the half. K-Jo is back into the game here for Fond du Lac, so we'll see if they go with her.
Nice
They're
pass.
going to go with the three. Number 3 for Allie Bulow, and that's going to be the way to end the half. How about that for
Lily
Fond du Lac?
K-Jo comes in for the last possession, picks up an assist. Bulow hits the 3, and it's a 12-point deficit for Kaukauna. When it started to seem like some things were going right for the Ghosts, Fond du Lac stops the momentum heading into the break.
Couldn't have drawn the play any better for Tyler Williams and his Fond du Lac Lady Cardinals, as they are up by 12, and plenty of scoring has been done by a variety of players on this Fond du Lac team. For Kaukauna, there hasn't been much variety, and that is mainly the story here of the first half. But we're going to send things to halftime, and our halftime sponsor, Kingdom Roofing. Your home is your kingdom. Protect it with Kingdom Roofing. Committed to no pressure sales and lasting value. Kingdom Roofing covers everything from roofing to siding and windows. No gimmicks, just quality you can trust. Protect your kingdom. Visit kingdomroofingwi.com. We'll be right back.
At Fleet Farm, we're all about your everyday, but not just any old day. Here, every day's opening day. Every day's a school day. Every day's a monster day. And every day is too short. Whatever makes your day, Fleet Farm's got everything you need for everyday life.
Need a game plan that delivers marketing victories? Bear Performance Marketing is your full-service partner for strategic success. Offering comprehensive solutions that include brand development, social media marketing, branded products, and digital marketing. The goal is to streamline every aspect of marketing while maximizing results. With a focus on clear, transparent communication and a driven team ready to hustle, Bear Performance Marketing is your partner for marketing that outperforms the competition. Learn more at Bear.
From humble beginnings in 1904, the Wheatrick family has grown Grassland Dairy Products into one of the largest processors of butter in the nation. Based in Greenwood, Wisconsin, the family and its hundreds of employees continue their pursuit of providing high-quality products that can proudly be served in restaurants and homes across America.
Get more sales, more customers, more employees, more community support. Let Zaleski Sports help you today. Our advertising rates are less than what you have in your pocket now. People just like you watching this broadcast are your next customer or team member. Plus, you'll have the satisfaction of making sure that our light continues to shine on these student athletes. Use the phone in your hand. Email us now.
Welcome back to Kaukauna High School. Here at halftime, the Fond du Lac Cardinals lead 32-20 over the hosting Galloping Ghosts. Tonight's game brought to you by, sorry, I've got to pull up the sponsor here. My apologies. Tonight's game brought to you by Advantage Machine. Advantage Machine has invested in the Machine Center, machine tools, metal inventories, and their people. They offer a first-class workspace to ensure the best quality, and with our responsive customer service, fair pricing, and on-time delivery, you can call them at 920-462-4427. Again, Advantage Machine at 920-462-4427.
Right now they're doing some kind of raffle thing, but with one of the students doing one of those shooting contests. So she hit the layup and the free throw, and now she's got the 3-ball.
She's got the warm-up on. I feel like she might be the manager or statistician for the varsity team. She's got the varsity warm-up. They said she won a gift card even if she didn't hit the shots.
I was hoping we'd see a half-court shot.
Oh, yeah.
The half-court contest, those are the fun ones to watch over at, I mean, it doesn't matter where you are, but, I mean, if you watch NBA games or if you go to an NBA game or a college game and you see those half-court contests, those are a very entertaining spectacle over there. But, yeah, just to break down how this game's gone so far, Kaukauna, they started really hot. It was 9-0 in a matter of about 2 minutes into this game. And then all of a sudden, we see Fond du Lac go on a 25-4 scoring run here in the first half. And a lot of that has been done through a couple of their players. One of them being Ali Bulow, same for Lily Cajo. And then how about the player off the bench, Lila Johnson, hitting a couple of big three-pointers here in this first half.
Yeah, in the starting lineup for Fond du Lac, you've got Lily Cajo with 7, Ali Bulow with 8, Wiegand with 6. It says Amaria Cajo has 0. I believe she has 2. She hit those 2 free throws. So that gives you 23 for Fond du Lac from their starting lineup. So 9 points off the bench. Many of those coming from Lila Johnson with those 2 triples. And for Kaukauna, just at 20 points, Addison Baumgart leading the way with 8. Josie Edmond hit a couple of three-pointers. She's got 6. Kira Plate with 5. She had a three-pointer of her own. But as you said, it was a 9-0 start for Kaukauna. Fond du Lac, again, just as they did in their game against New Berlin West, where they outscored their opposition 37-21 in the second half. They went on a big run here to complete the first half, outscoring Kaukauna 32-11 to finish out the first frame. So some dominant play from the Cardinals, and they've got to be feeling pretty good in the locker room right now. Not too much foul trouble. You've got Lily Cajo with 2, as well as another starter, Anna Chia, with 2 fouls. But Chia hasn't had quite the touch scoring tonight. She's been held scoreless. For Kaukauna, nobody with more than 1 foul in the starting lineup, and Kaukauna has been playing a lot of players here tonight. They've had 10 players touch the floor tonight. So the 5 starters. You've also had Banazinski, Gross, Steiff, Borkert, and we saw Aubrey Lensmeyer, the freshman, for the first time. Fond du Lac's got a pretty deep rotation as well. They've played 8. In addition to the 5 starters, you've had Lila Johnson, Clara Gudex, as well as Claire Bratz, who had that cleanup layup when the ball just fell right into her hands off a missed 3. So she's got 2 off the bench. As Fond du Lac's the first team out of the locker room here, up 32-20. In the JV game earlier, Kaukauna won the matchup. And we mentioned tonight's the first night of FVA play for the girls basketball season. Many of the boys teams starting on Friday. We'll have Kaukauna and Oshkosh North live from Oshkosh this Friday on Zaleski Sports, 2 of the top teams in Division I for boys basketball. But tonight's girls matchups include Oshkosh North at Appleton West. The Spartans 2-0 to start the year. Appleton West 1-1. Hortonville, the top team in the FVA preseason poll, they're at Oshkosh West tonight. Both teams winless on the year. Appleton East, another top team, having a tough start so far. They're 0-3, all non-conference games. They're at Kimberly. Kimberly, a perennial power in just about every sport, including girls basketball. And the 3-1 Neenah Rockets, who Brendan saw this past week, another top team in the state, as well as the FVA, even after losing their Miss Basketball, Allie Zebel, who went to UConn this year for college. They are at Appleton North tonight. The Lightning 3-0, the Rockets 3-1, so that's probably the premier matchup tonight. And, of course, we've got our fifth and final FVA game here. Fond du Lac leading 32-20 over Kaukauna.
Wow, that's a lot that you broke down there, partner. I was going to ask you here right before we begin the second half, what type of adjustments is Kaukauna going to have to make to be able to possibly make a comeback against this Fond du Lac Cardinals team?
Yeah, I think the three at the end of the half there from Fond du Lac kind of made me forget how well Kaukauna had played for the couple minutes leading up to that. It was 29-20, but obviously before the three-pointer. But they were starting to get better looks on their offensive end as the Ghosts come out of the locker room here. I don't think they'll have any time to shoot around as we're heading towards 30 seconds and halftime. But I think the way Kaukauna was playing towards the end of that first half, they were a little bit more controlled, breaking that full court press, and that was really the key for them to not be so frantic as they entered the offensive front court and get their half-court offense set up a little bit more smoothly. Clock's just about to hit 0 here. We'll see if we have the same starting lineups.
I'm curious to see, though, if Fond du Lac decides to shoot as many threes as they did here going into the second half as they did in the first half, because they were not afraid to let it fly. It was essentially their ride or die type of play, but the three ball has been working for them.
It's a good point, though, but towards the end of that first half, some of those threes they were taking just weren't the best offensive possessions. They shot them early, or they were very deep threes, or had someone on them, and Kaukauna was starting to figure things out in their half-court defense as they'll open up with possession here.
I've been to inbound. I'm not sure what she was thinking there. I thought she'd go to Baumgart right away with it. And
it almost looked like Baumgart was cutting towards the hoop as if they were going to do some alley-oop play.
Eben will take it with the left-hand side, nothing doing, and back up top here with Ava Reeder.
Looks like it is the same starting lineups. Anna Chia in with 2 fouls. Lily Cajo guarding the ball here. She's got 2 fouls for Fond du Lac.
Robinson for Baumgart. She pulls up from 15. No good. Rebounded by Eben underneath, and that's a way to start here in half number 2 for the Ghosts.
Good look for Baumgart, and Eben doing a nice job of cleaning things up and cut the lead down to 10. You got to have more possessions like that, but it's a start.
And Lily Cajo begins with it for Chia. Kicking outside. It's going to be Cajo for the 3. Let it fly. Lily Cajo hits another, and she's got double digits here tonight.
Yeah, and this
Kaukauna with a well-executed play. Baumgart try to finish off the foul. She'll go and shoot 2, and Rob Hendrickson, he wanted that one to go.
A little bit of a malfunction on the scoreboard there by me, but got the correct score now. Fond du Lac off that 3, now leading 35-22. Baumgart looking to add her first points of the half.
What a game so far, though, for the 5'9" guard, Lily Cajo.
Yeah, Lily a junior, 5'9" guard. Amaria a senior, 6 foot. I don't have it confirmed, but they sure look like sisters. Both in the starting lineup here tonight, both making an impact. Baumgart now 5 for 5 from the line.
And she's able to bounce this one in. So the free throw has been the friend of Kaukauna here thus far, more specifically Addison Baumgart.
Yeah, and we'll see if that becomes a story here in the second half with some players nearing foul trouble for Fond du Lac.
Look at the fight under right at the free throw line. As
it's Robinson again against Amaria Cajo.
Yeah, Savannah Robinson, she was not going to give up on that play. heads-up move from Savannah. Almost a David against Goliath type of scenario right there as Robinson tries to...
Yeah, Robinson's a pest on the defensive end here. She's really providing some life as Kaukauna wanted a push off there from Lily Cajo. Refs letting him play. Another one.
2 big elbows thrown from Cajo. No call. Officials are letting him play.
Yeah, here's Baumgart against Amaria.
Double teamed. Ooh. And that was a smart play from Robinson, and she's going to get called for the reach in.
Yep, Robinson, you're right. I thought maybe it was Baumgart over the back, but that's the second on Robinson. She's definitely an aggressive defensive player, not afraid to get in foul trouble. She got into foul trouble in the Bayport game, if I'm remembering correctly.
A lot of the Kaukauna fans were not happy with the no calls on Cajo, and then the call that was made on Robinson.
Johnson just shrugs her shoulders there. She did it twice. She wanted a foul, but just ends up taking an ugly, uncontested shot. Essentially a turnover for Fond du Lac.
And Tyler Williams, he was not the happiest with that possession that Fond du Lac had, and now it's playing against the full court pressure, and Kaukauna has the 3-on-1. Eben needs to finish that shot.
Yeah, she finished the easy one off the rebound on Baumgart's miss earlier. Good job breaking the press there from Plate to Baumgart to Eben. Eben just can't finish it.
Cajo trying to become a much larger problem for Kaukauna's defense as she draws the foul yet again.
Cajo not afraid to play aggressive on the offensive end with those 2 fouls. And she didn't get called for those 2 push-offs the first 2 times, but you got to imagine with how loud the crowd was. And that'll be a 5-second violation.
5 seconds on Anna Chia. Seemed very close to the 5-second mark, but you got to know as a player mentally that time is ticking as you throw it in. And speaking of throws,
Plate throws it out of bounds.
That one just wasn't even close.
Yeah, not too much. I mean, the players for Fond du Lac were there on the press, but the pressure was pretty minimal. They were only going to get up in the Plate's face if she dribbled towards them. Sort of just forces the pass when she didn't need to.
Cajo picks up the dribble and then draws a foul yet again, and it's Ava Reeder.
Her third. So Reeder, one of Coach Hendrickson's starters with 3 fouls here. Robinson will come back in.
And in that situation, I'm not sure what Ava Reeder is really thinking after she picks up the dribble. She kind of reached out so far and didn't really go for the ball.
Nice post move there from Amaria Cajo. One dribble to her right, turns around with the right hook, and Baumgart's pleading her case that should have just been a 2-point made basket, not an and one. For Addison, that's her first. But that's the 4th team foul for Kaukauna already.
You're in the first 2.5 minutes here at the half. 13-point lead for Fond du Lac, and Cajo in and out and rebounded by the Ghost. Robinson goes down court to Benezinski, and she might have stepped on the line.
I think we got a foul.
No, it will be a push-off call. So it will be on Fond du Lac here.
Number 3, Bulow. Eben and Plate come out. Borkert and Anessa Stife into the game. Kaukauna keeping that large rotation, as we've already seen 8 different players this half.
Inbound from the baseline, and just all out of sorts here. Jump ball will stay with the Ghosts. Try to bounce pass it right to Stife there, right at the baseline. This time kicks it out. Open is Baumgart from downtown. Hits.
Great look there for Kaukauna. That's got to be on Fond du Lac on the defense there. You can't leave Addison Baumgart that open from 3.
She said, I can't believe that these people are letting me get this open to take the shot.
Offensive foul here on Amaria Cajo.
And now some momentum starting to build a little bit more towards Kaukauna. 13 points for Baumgart here in the game. Robinson for Baumgart, and nice way to navigate out of that full court pressure. We'll see what they do with it now, and it's going to be turned over.
Delayed whistle there. I thought maybe they were calling a tip, but as Robinson went back to pick it up, backcourt violation.
And that was a mistake made right there by Ananessa Stife. Stife shouldn't have gone for that longer pass out, as she had a possible opportunity when she was in the paint. And it's going to be another reach-in foul here on Misty Borkert here.
Yeah, Maria Keijo doing her job there, drawing a double. And that's already the 5th foul for Kaukauna. We're not even 4 minutes into the half.
Some of the Kaukauna players making some unnecessary fouls. Good shot attempt just off the mark from Lila Johnson, who was 2 for 3 in the first half. And now Kaukauna is going to slow it down.
Interesting that Baumgart hesitated and didn't take the 3 there. I don't mind it. They're only down 10. She wants to get her teammates involved.
A good find underneath. Stife had an opportunity, and then she just couldn't catch it right away. And if she makes that grab right away, you would think 2 more points would be on the board.
Yeah,
Instead, she draws the foul.
I remember from my very low-level basketball playing days, always catch the ball first before you start moving with it.
Baumgart fakes, dribble drive.
Better closeout on Baumgart.
Kick it out, take the 3, just short.
Better closeout there on Baumgart off the inbounds by Fond du Lac. A good adjustment. I think it was Lila Johnson.
Earlier, these officials were letting them play, and now all of a sudden, they're getting whistle happy.
Yeah, that's Stife's only her first, but now that's Kaukauna's 6th. So already Fond du Lac will be in the single bonus.
Kaukauna with 3 players from the bench on the floor. The other 2 starters that are in for the Ghost are Baumgart and Robinson.
Turned over by Fond du Lac. Both teams
It's
struggling.
A foul.
Oh.
Lots and lots of fouls we're seeing here in the second half. Already a total of 10.
I heard the foul called on Hernandez, but I don't think she's in the game, so it must have been on someone else in the 30s.
I believe Wiegand was the one.
Yeah,
23
oh, okay.
is what that went with here.
Yep, he corrected himself there.
Once again, Kaukauna to get out of the double team, and I'm not sure, once again, what Borkert is thinking on the pass.
Yeah, Kaukauna and Fond du Lac both looking out of sorts here. Kaukauna struggling again with the full court press.
That time they were able to get by the full court press. It was just Borkert who decided to rush things and when she could have taken her time and just set up the offense.
Trying to take advantage of the numbers game when she didn't really need to.
And you know that's what Rob Hendrickson is telling his team here. Just don't rush those things when we get past that half-court line. There's no need to do that.
And just to note, that foul on Wiegand was the 5th for Fond du Lac, so I've got a feeling we're going to see a lot of free throws down the stretch here.
Could come down to who's the best at the charity stripe.
Yeah, and also which team stops turning the ball over in the half-court offense. Fond du Lac, again, not able to get a shot up on that possession.
Well, looking back at both of these teams' last games, Kaukauna had 19 turnovers. Fond du Lac had 29.
Yeah, and Fond du Lac was able to win that game with an impressive second half, but I imagine the first half against New Berlin West was not as smooth.
Wide open for 3. No good. And it was a nice way of navigating around the full court pressure yet again. But all of a sudden, you saw 3 Ghost players who were, 2 of them were on the perimeter. 1 of them was in the paint. They possibly could have just taken the 2. Instead, they tried to get 1 point closer and failed. Both turned over here off the block. Plate leads it up the floor, and she's going to go back to Robinson. Robinson wide open. No good. And this one gets kicked out of bounds. Last touched by Kaukauna.
37-27 has been our score for a couple of minutes now. I believe the last score was Baumgart's free throws.
And a timeout is taken on the floor here by Coach Tyler Williams and Fond du Lac. A 10-point game with 12-17 here on our clock. We'll be right back for more girls basketball here on Zaleski Sports.
The biggest name in streaming and the biggest name in Wisconsin high school sports broadcasting are now in the same place. Download the Zaleski Sports app on Roku today for easy viewing of your favorite high school sports. Find games by season, sport, or school, then sit back and enjoy. Download the Zaleski Sports app on Roku today.
Back here on Zaleski Sports. We got 12:41 left to play here in regulation. It's a 10-point game and a very defensive second half we have seen so far here in Kaukauna. Today's game presented by Advantage Machine. We've invested in the Machine Center, machine tools, metal inventories, and our people. We offer a first-class workspace to ensure the best quality with our responsive customer service, fair pricing, and on-time delivery. We matter to our customers, and our customers matter to us. Call us at 920-462-4427.
So the timeout called by Tyler Williams, but clearly Coach Hendrickson had something in mind for his players. The full court press.
Able to drive by it and couldn't finish, but off the foul will go to the free throw line here.
Lila Johnson will be shooting two. The Ghosts almost had them trapped for a 10-second violation. Fond du Lac able to break it at the last moment.
Johnson short.
That foul was on Banazinski, her second. Team 7th, but a shooting foul, so Johnson gets 2 here.
And the second, got it to go. 11-point lead. And wide open down the floor was Kiera played, but it would have been a tough pass.
Yeah, whereas Kaukauna brings that heavy trap, a little bit more relaxed on the full court press for Fond du Lac, conserving energy, just sort of trying to get in the long passing lanes.
And this time Kaukauna resets their offense after getting out of the full court pressure. And that's the right play to make here. Banazinski inside to Eben, double team, which leaves a player open. Kick it out. Eben, good find. And she just can't finish right in the paint. Eben has really struggled from inside of the paint here tonight.
Yeah, good pressure on Eben there. She makes the right choice as she feels the double team. They work it back around to her. She gets a more open look, but like you said, some of those inside shots have been trouble for her tonight. She's got 8 points, was able to clean up one of Baumgart's miss, but otherwise her points coming from the three-point line. Banazinski up on Lily Cajo here. Trap from Robinson.
Good double team, but Fond du Lac does a nice job of getting outside of the pressure, and now they're going to kick it out and take the three in and out. No good for Bratz.
Nice possession for Fond du Lac there, finding the open shooter, weak side.
Baumgart back to Savannah Robinson. Finds the senior, the veteran. Nice pass for Eben, her classmate, and she gets fouled. Eben also a senior on this Kaukauna team, and even though she's been struggling, she's really been trying to find a way to use her leadership as a senior on this team to help guide her teammates.
And good to see from Baumgart there, going right back to Eben, not letting her think too much about the previous misses, get her a good look and get her to the line.
Already 6 team fouls on Fond du Lac and 7 on the Ghosts. So we're going to be seeing bonus and double bonus free throws the rest of the way.
13 fouls in less than 7 minutes. So, yeah, we're at about 2 per minute.
I've been able to convert on that one, make it a 10-point game. Kaukauna to continue the full court pressure. Long pass just ahead of the arms of Goodix. Nice job getting out of it yet again. Dribble drive, take it with Bulow. And Allie having herself a pretty solid day in the double digits here tonight.
Leading Fond du Lac scorers with 10 points now.
12-point lead again.
I think she's tied with Lily Cajo, who's on the bench.
Cajo and Bulow each have 10, yes. It's going to be Baumgart. The dribble and try to put it up. She was hoping for a foul. No call. Fond du Lac trying to take their largest lead here of the night. Jump ball, tie up, and possession in order to stay with the Cardinals. With 10:27 to go here in regulation. And Kaukauna, they're starting to run out of time to make that comeback, but 10.5 minutes. It's plenty of time to put up 12.
Yeah, and it's arguable that Kaukana's outplayed Fond du Lac here in the second half. They've cut the halftime deficit, or it's still at 12, so both teams even, but they've had it at 10 at times, just can't break into it farther as they go to a bit of a zone here.
Godix for Wieland. Wieland tried to force it back to Keijo, and Keijo's got it on the outside, and now would try to spin, kick it out. Nice pass, but couldn't hit the shot was Johnson. A really good opportunity, though. Bulow made an outstanding pass. Reeder drives right into the wall, and she's going to toss it up herself. That was really good defense by Emeria Keijo. And another foul, and it will be Bulow going to the free throw line.
I think that was on Robinson. So that'll be her third.
3 on Robinson, 3 on Reeder. Those are the players in foul trouble for the Ghosts here. As both of them, or as Robinson exits, Reeder is still in.
1-and-1 here, live ball, off the miss.
Bulow couldn't get it to go, and the Ghosts with the board. With Gross. Finds Baumgart, back to Gross. At the key. Fond du Lac playing that man-on-man coverage. And it's really been a nuisance for this offense. A turnover. Another one. Again intercepted by Emeria Keijo.
Fond du Lac showing great effort on defense all night, both in the full court press and in their half court defense. They've got to be tired, but they keep at it. And timeout called by Coach Tyler Williams.
You could tell the players were starting to get tired out there, and that might have been why Coach Williams decided to take that timeout. His team up by 12, though, here in this December basketball here on Zaleski Sports. We'll be right back.
Why work for Staub Construction?
Everybody around you is just family.
Everybody seems to bond together and get along good, and
they, I believe, truly care about their employees.
Staub has a great benefits package.
Staub is an employee-owned company that puts a large emphasis on work-life balance.
And everybody wants to see everybody succeed. It's a good place to work.
Join the team at Staub Construction. Apply now at staubco.com.
Welcome back, everybody, here on Zaleski Sports, 40-28. Today's game provided by Ridgetop Exteriors. Just like these players bring their best to the court, Ridgetop Exteriors provides top-tier performance to your home. Ridgetopexteriors.com, and score big with trusted, local, and affordable service.
Off the inbounds there, missed 3 from Kraus, our first time seeing Lauren Kraus. It stays with Fond du Lac. Tonight's game also brought to you by Culligan. Culligan Water specializes in all of your water softener, drinking water, and water filtration systems. You can count on Culligan to keep your water pure and healthy with unparalleled service and convenient delivery options.
Keijo draws the foul, and Ananessa Stife called for the foul, so that's her second foul of the game, and Keijo's back to the line.
Keijo's done a good job of staying out of foul trouble herself. She picked up 2 relatively early, I think with about 5 minutes left in the first half. Sat down on the bench, came back in, got the assist on the final possession, and hasn't committed any in the second half.
11 points and a couple of fouls for Keijo in the game, and a jump ball.
I'm surprised that was a jump ball. I thought Stife had that. Maybe not necessarily should have been a foul on the Fond du Lac player, but I thought maybe play would just continue.
It almost seemed like it. Kaukauna does a nice job getting out of the pressure again. Baumgart to take it, and it's turned over again. And that's a pass you can't make if you're Baumgart.
Yeah, they were able to break the press. A little bit more pressure put on by Fond du Lac there.
Couple of dribbles, kick it out. K-Joe, the post player playing at the top, goes to Lily. Lily from deep again, no good. What a rebound from K-Joe in the fight at the basket. It was K-Joe and Gross. And it's a jump ball, and Fond du Lac to keep it with them as Robinson, Plate, and Eben come back into the game, and now the starters for the Ghosts are back on the floor. So baseline inbound here. Chia to Wieland.
Looking for
and
Kraus.
Turned over again. Eben to slow it down, and she'll give it to Robinson. Kaukauna down by 13. It's been a very quiet second half of offense. 8 points. Plenty of noise being made here at Kaukauna High School. Baumgart at the top. Plate. Eben fakes. Good hesitation and pulls up. Couldn't get it to go.
Kraus.
Just been a struggle shooting.
Kraus, the 5'3" guard, grabbing the rebound there for Fond du Lac. So with her in the game, that's now 9 players for Fond du Lac that have seen the floor tonight, 10 for Kaukauna. Kraus will head to the line here, actually. Double bonus, as that's the 10th foul on Kaukauna. 2 shots for the Cardinals for the rest of the way on any defensive foul.
And Kiara Plate was the one called for the foul, so she's got 2. And Lauren Kraus ends up connecting on free throw attempt number 1 to even further the lead, and the largest lead of the night for Fond du Lac is they're sitting in a pretty comfortable spot the way Kaukauna has been shooting tonight, and wide opens Reader down the floor again.
Some great.
But there's no way you'll be able to make that pass. Reader will take it though, and she finds Eben, and Eben high off the glass, and she just cannot finish it, and she's frustrated with herself. That's one that you got to make. Missed opportunities in the paint for the Ghosts. Tough way to start the year in game number 2 for Rob Hendrickson and his crew. Robinson crosses over, dribble drive off the glass. That's a veteran move right there from the sophomore. Or from the senior, excuse me.
Made sense then. Some nice experience coming into play there.
Nice experience gives you even better experience. We'll say that. And it's Shia. And now it's Bulow finding K-Joe. Once again, the post player. She's dribbling it all the way out to the Ghost logo.
I think Fond du Lac's pretty content with burning clock here. They know any foul Kaukauna wants to commit, they get 2 shots.
K-Joe with the handles, looking crafty, just couldn't complete the play. Just hit the 9 o'clock hour here in Kaukauna. Robinson to Eben. They got to get her going. Dribble drive. Able to finish. And Kaukauna within 11.
Back-to-back possessions now for Kaukauna, getting a bucket, cutting the lead from 15 down to 11.
And they got to take this with the mentality. We were able to score 9 points right away and get ahead by 9. If we can just score 9 again. And a Chia, though, drains one.
Had Chia missed that shot, I was going to say you're happy with Fond du Lac taking an early 3 there, not burning clock, but she drains it.
Eben's got to take that shot right away. Instead, she goes with the rollover and completes off the glass. And Josie Eben starting to get going with her offense. I was surprised she didn't try to go up with it right away, but Kaukauna, they're down by 12. We'll send things to a 30-second TV timeout. We'll be right back here on Zaleski Sports.
The biggest name in streaming and the biggest name in Wisconsin high school sports broadcasting are now in the same place. Download the Zaleski Sports app on Roku today for easy viewing of your favorite high school sports. Find games by season, sport, or school, then sit back and enjoy. Download the Zaleski Sports app on Roku today.
Bauer & Fine has been based in Marshfield since 1955. And if you're in business that long, you're obviously doing many things right. We always focus on selling world-class products, backing it up with world-class customer support.
Working with Bauer & Fine Business Technologies has been a pleasure. We have staff on call that we can call if we ever have issues, and the printer usability has been really easy, user-friendly.
Give us a call, visit our website. We'd be happy to come in, talk to you. Maybe there's a way we can help you save some money and work more efficiently.
Welcome back on Zaleski Sports. Fond du Lac up 12 here late in the second half. Tonight's game brought to you by Amplitel Technologies. Amplitel boosts IT and technology for businesses in Northeast Wisconsin and beyond. From help desk support to Wi-Fi and phone solutions, trust the experts at Amplitel. Visit ampliteltech.com for a free consultation.
12-point lead here for the Fond du Lac Cardinals as they might just try to take some clock off here, being up by double digits as this Kaukauna team, it's just been a tough go on offense, especially shooting in the paint, but they're starting to put things a little more together, but it might be too late. The long three from Johnson, she ended up going the step back mode there, couldn't get it to go, and the Ghosts will try to possibly get it within less than double digits here.
Yeah, they've been able to convert a couple field goals. Robinson and Eben.
Eben pulls up and left it short. A good stop by Baumgart so it didn't go out of bounds, but no one was there. Eben with the steal. Finds Baumgart, the senior. Dribble drive, Euro step. She'll go to the free throw line and shoot a pair.
7th foul for Fond du Lac, so Kaukauna now into the bonus. Even on non-shooting fouls on the defensive end for Fond du Lac, Kaukauna will get to shoot free throws. 2 here for Baumgart. She's been great at the line tonight, I believe, if my memory serves me right. 5 for 6? 6 for 6, possibly. She adds another one there.
Kaukauna within 11 with just under 5 minutes to go. Josie Eben gets subbed out of the game, and Misty Borkert is in for Josie. And Baumgart hits both of them, so she is still 100% from the line here in the game as that one goes right off of Borkert. And that's just how you got to play defense as Kaukauna here in these final minutes.
10-point lead for Fond du Lac. Kaukauna has gotten it to 10 points multiple times, but they have not been able to cut it to single digits here in the second half, if I remember correctly. Inbounding here, it'll be Bulow.
Lily Cajo has it. She gets double-teamed, and she gets out of the double team. She's got the handles. It gets turned over, and Kaukauna has 2 more on the board.
Banazinski finishing it off the steal from plate there.
And this might have got turned over as well. Last touch, they're going to say by Kaukauna.
Yeah, I think it was off Baumgart at half court there, right in front of the scorer's table.
A good play by the Ghosts, though. Plate to force their turnover. Banazinski with the finish, and Kaukauna, they are within 8. Don't count them out yet. And we got a tie-up.
Jump ball. Good defense by Kaukauna.
And Kaukauna will have the ball.
They were able to trap Lily Cajo before the ball went out of bounds there. And Cajo also did a nice job dribbling out of it, but does turn it over. There they get the jump ball without committing a foul.
And Josie Eben, she is back into the game as they're liking that matchup between Eben and Cajo underneath.
Interesting. It almost seems like they subbed Eben out for defense for Borkert, and then once they got back in for offense, she's back in.
Baumgart, tough shot, able to get it to fall, and Kaukauna's momentum is increasing, down 6. What a shot, though, from Baumgart. That is not an easy take.
Had to have been close to 10 seconds there.
Cajo drives, try to force contact.
Great defense
Couldn't get it to go.
Great defense from Baumgart straight up there against Lily Cajo.
Plate now goes cross court. They had Baumgart wide open underneath, but they just didn't see her, and Kaukauna will slow it down.
Still got
just under 4 minutes.
Yeah, you got enough time there. Missing Baumgart open there. It's not like you're under a minute to go with the 6-point deficit. Kaukauna can find their shot here.
Within 6. On an 8-0 scoring run are the Galloping Ghosts. This one, keep it alive. Baumgart back to Robinson at the top. Robinson crosses over, jump stops, pulls up. Couldn't get it to go. Rebounded by Wieland. Wieland slips, and she lost it, but Fond du Lac able to keep it, and Plate runs right into Johnson, and Johnson gets fouled in the process, and she will go to the line.
Yeah, Coach Williams wanted the foul on Plate there.
There was a lot of forcible contact that was made there at the half-court line.
And that would have been the third on Plate. Instead, Johnson draws a shooting foul, the second on Baumgart.
3:08 to go in regulation. Kaukauna has eased their way back into this game. We were asking earlier if it was going to be a little too late when they were down by 12, but they just kept pace, and all of a sudden, Lily Cajo, she's now out of the game, and that is a huge type of move to make, and another miss here.
Yeah, Johnson goes 0 for 2. It's going to be Eben and Baumgart for Kaukauna. It's going to be free throws for the Cardinals down the stretch here.
Fond du Lac wanted a travel on Baumgart. No call.
Baumgart and Eben combined for 30 points of Kaukauna's 40.
Baumgart kicks it out. Eben fakes. Back to Baumgart for 3. And they are within 3. What a shot coming from Baumgart. Addison, and the foul on Plate here, and it'll be Chia to go to the line.
Yeah, Plate wanted a jump ball there, but almost sort of ends up being not a makeup call, but sort of just for the missed call earlier. Kira maybe should have had one on her. That one maybe not so much. It all evens out. Her third, and of course in the double bonus, Kaukauna well over 10 fouls now. I think they're at 12. 2 shots for Chia.
What a shift of momentum we are seeing, though. This is exactly how the game started. Everything in between has gone the way of the Fond du Lac Cardinals, but it's not how you start, it's how you finish. That's what they all say, and right now, Fond du Lac, they're having a tough time finishing.
Yeah, 0 for 3 on their last three free throw attempts as Amaria Cajo comes out for Bratz.
Both Cajos are out of the game. Back-to-back misses. They have a chance to tie this game. And off the foul, shooting 2 is Kiera Plate, as she couldn't get it to go off the forcible contact from Lila Johnson.
Johnson's second.
Kaukauna has a chance to put it within 1.
Despite the amount of fouls here in the second half, no player has more than 3.
I think both the Kaijos are in foul trouble. And I think that's why they're out of the game as
we'll see
Lily checks back in.
Yeah, so for Fond du Lac, Chia's got 3 and a bunch of players with 2. For Kaukauna, Robinson's got 3. Plate has 3 among those on the floor right now. Just checking out the scoreboard.
Plate couldn't get the first. The second attempt, the same outcome. So both teams missed their free throw attempts. Remains a 3-point game. Johnson looking for Wieland. And this one gets poked at. And it's going to be a foul on Robinson. It almost looked like it was clean from up here, but they're going to call it on the reach.
That'll be Robinson's 4th. But with the way both of these coaches have been utilizing their bench, I don't think Coach Hendrickson is too afraid of having a player foul out.
The tale of 2 halves that we have seen so far. Wieland able to hit the first. Eben will come into the game for Misty Borkert.
So Robinson stays in with 4 fouls. Both of these teams utilizing their bench. For Kaukauna, it's almost like Coach Rob Hendrickson sort of feeling out his depth. And for Fond du Lac, they played 2 games over the weekend, so they might still be a little tired from that Kettle Moraine invite.
It's a 48-43 lead for the final at Cardinals. How about this way to start some FVA conference basketball?
Timeout called by Rob Hendrickson, a full timeout.
And the Ghosts, they are climbing back into this thing. Down by 5, 2:10 to go, 48-43. We'll be right back here on Zaleski Sports.
You're tuned in to Better Halves. Mike, what are you looking for?
Skip, I'm not getting older. I'm getting better. I still got big plans for my life and my Medicare.
I know exactly what you want from Medicare. Same as all the other guys. Me!
Hey, Mike, I'm Sheila from Security, and I'm just like you. In fact, I'm from your neighborhood, and I've got a Medicare plan that treats you like you.
Did it just get better in here?
Nestled in the Wildwood Park and Zoo, the Marshfield Rotary Club Winter Wonderland has dazzled families with over 1 million lights displayed. Admission is free. Cash donations and non-perishable food items encouraged. The Winter Wonderland is open November 29th through December 31st.
Back here with 2:10 to go here on Zaleski Sports. Today's game provided by Bear Performance Marketing. Need a game plan that delivers marketing victories? Bear Performance Marketing is your full-service partner for strategic success. From brand development to social media marketing and promotional solutions, we streamline your marketing for maximum results. Learn more at bearpm.com. That's BAERPM.com.
Off the sideline inbounds there, they had Josie Eben inbounding it. I think they were trying to run the same play earlier with Baumgart. You see Robinson cutting to the backside. Got a nice look for a layup, draws the foul.
Foul with trouble on both sides here. Robinson with the 4 as she's shooting the free throws. Then with 3, it's Kiera Plate, and with 3 fouls on the floor right now is Lily Cajo.
So, yeah, Lily did a good job not getting that third foul for over 15 minutes of game time. She was at 2 with about 6 minutes remaining in the first half.
And Kaukauna having a tough time finishing their free throws. This one gets away, and there will be a push.
I think that's on Robinson. She's fouled out.
And they're pointing at Robinson. That will be the day for Savannah Robinson. 4-point day for the point guard. And that will lead Ava Reeder to come in, and that's a huge loss for this Kaukauna team. Robinson, one of the senior leaders of the team, has to sit for the final minutes.
She's been sort of spearheading the aggression on the defensive end, too.
Wheelan to take the free throws.
Yeah, Wiegand has been the one player for Fondy who's been making her free throws, and Kaukauna going cold as well. Only Baumgart has been good from the line here tonight. It'll be interesting to see what happens here in the final 2:05.
Only a 5-point game, make it a 6. Still a 2-possession game. Plenty of time to go.
Yeah, Kaukauna's got to not rush it here. They got to find a good shot.
Trying to ease the tempo here. They kick it out. Baumgart, she's the hot hand. And she connects. Once again, it's a 3-point game.
Addison Baumgart willing her team back in there.
And Wiegand almost got forced into a turnover as that one got stricken away.
Addison Baumgart making the shots, but how about Reeder with the setup there? She drives in, kicks it out. Baumgart catches it in rhythm, pulls the Ghosts back within a basket here. And here's
Kaukauna playing at the right tempo, and Plate's got it. It's going to be an over and a back on Plate.
Yeah, I think
she might have got away with a push.
That's what I was going to say. My apologies on the camera, folks. Plate did go over and back, though, off screen.
Yeah, she kind of had a little bit of a push off to be able to get to the ball.
Yeah, Fond du Lac probably should have had 2 free throws there, but they'll settle for getting the ball back.
Getting the ball back means take some time off the clock, but only being up by 3, and with Addison Baumgart having 23 points in this game, you would figure that Kaukauna's going to give the ball to her for the next possession and a timeout taken.
Yeah, Chia near a 5-second violation there as she was just pivoting and pivoting. Her coach, Tyler Williams, bails her out as we can head to a quick break here as he calls timeout. here on Zaleski Sports. Fond du Lac up 3.
In every department at Dahl Auto, you'll find people who've been in the industry for decades. Sales staff with a deep knowledge, not just of cars, but how to build relationships. A service team who always double checks each other's work. Dozens of people you may never meet who've been working for years to make buying and servicing a car feel fast and easy. In over 100 years at Dahl Auto, we've learned to value experience. After working with our team, you'll value our experience too. Dahl Auto, simple.
Welcome back here on Zaleski Sports. Tonight's game brought to you by Fox Valley Tool and Die Incorporated. Fox Valley Tool and Die is a precision machine shop that supplies critical machined components for a range of customers, from Fortune 100 companies to local paper mills. Contact us today at 920-766-9455. Again, that's Fox Valley Tool and Die at 920-766-9455.
What a second half it has been for the Galloping Ghost. Only 20 points scored in the first half.
Yeah,
26 here, outscoring
26-17 in the second half.
And Lily Kajo, she's back in the game. Chia dribbles it outside, and a foul gets called, and asking for a reason was Addison Banazinski.
I don't mind fouling here, especially with how much Fond du Lac has struggled at the line. You don't want them to take off too much clock. And now that you're within 3, you can afford to foul more than when Kaukauna seemingly couldn't break the lead down lower than 10.
And right now, Kaukauna has 3 players that have 3 fouls on the floor. So maybe not the most of foul trouble, but it's starting to get to that point. And that being with Banazinski and Reeder and Plate.
Yeah, Baumgart with just 2. Eben subs back in for Borkert. Again, as Kaukauna's about to go on offense, Eben subs back in. She's only got 1.
2 clutch free throws from Anachia. Banazinski has it. And Fond du Lac, they're backing off the full court pressure because they know Kaukauna was able to figure it out. Here's Baumgart, the 23-point scorer, the leader of the game. Tough pass from Reeder. And once again, Ava Reeder, she's just forcing so many passes underneath, and that one is one that she wishes she didn't make.
Jump ball goes back to Fond du Lac. It was not a badly executed pass per se, but Eben didn't know it was coming. And
there's just so much traffic underneath.
That too, yeah. Even if it was accurate, there was a lot of pressure there.
And Reeder's going to get called for the reach-in foul on the inbound, so she's up to 4 personal fouls. And it's Lily Kajo to step back up to the charity stripe and extend this lead.
Reeder looked a little bit unhappy when the foul was called there, which makes me think she wasn't trying to foul. Perhaps the refs were assuming, given the state of the game, that she was, but regardless.
Kajo makes it a 6-point game again. That's a huge one to get, and this next one coming could be even larger to make it a 3-possession game.
Fond du Lac, for the most part, has done their job at the free throw line tonight. They've struggled here in the second half a bit, but made their last 4, Chia and Lily Kajo.
Kajo up to 13 points in the game in the steal. Kajo to hold on to it.
Very smart
up by
there.
7. Heads-up play from Lily Kajo.
Well, especially
5'9" junior.
Especially if Kaukauna's going to take that long to foul. I thought for a second there it seemed like Kajo should have just taken the points, but they ran off 10 seconds. Baumgart trying to foul there. She had to make it so obvious as she was missing with the swipes.
In a game like this, though, to get a steal like that, you see a lot of players normally just go for the basket right away, and that just shows the amount of selflessness that Lily Kajo has
as well as
for
just,
this team.
Yeah, her feel for the game, too. She knew exactly what she should do, and Kaukauna failed to foul quickly. Wiegand missed the first one, gets the second.
35 seconds to go. It's an 8-point lead for Fond du Lac. Kaukauna's got to go quickly with it. Kick it out. Plate for 3. No good. Rebounded by Banazinski. She gets fouled. And she'll go to the line. 25 seconds, so that took 10 seconds off the clock. comeback is going to be really tough at this point here.
Clutch free throw shooting for Fond du Lac they made 5 of their last 6, stretched the lead from 3 points to 8. Yeah, and as you said, it's going to be tough for Kaukauna here. They're going to need some free throw shooting luck to go their way on the opposite end.
Well, she's able to get the first here in Addison Benezinski. Here's number 2. Not going for the intentional miss yet.
Cuts it back down to 6 and a timeout called.
We'll keep things here with you guys. And today's game presented by Mutual of Wausau. Mutual of Wausau Insurance, protecting homes, farms, and businesses since 1875. Visit mutualofwausau.com to find an agent near you.
Tonight's game also brought to you by Kingdom Roofing. Your home is your kingdom. Protect it with Kingdom Roofing. Committed to no-pressure sales and lasting value, Kingdom Roofing covers everything from roofing to siding and windows. No gimmicks, just quality you can trust. Protect your kingdom. Visit kingdomroofingwi.com.
Also presented by Fleet Farm, and their layaway program is here to help you make this year's holiday shopping easier than ever. Get the biggest and best gifts secured before they're gone. Learn more. Head to fleetfarm.com.
Finally, as Fond du Lac breaks the huddle here, tonight's game brought to you by Pagonis Pizza, your source for Chicago-style pizza with that guaranteed Sicilian taste in Northeast Wisconsin. From gourmet sandwiches to daily specials and the pizza buffet, enjoy a family-friendly, relaxing atmosphere at Pagonis Pizza on East Ann Street of Kaukauna.
Got the inbound in. K-Joe with a nice bounce pass for Chia, and a jump ball is the call. So Kaukauna will have it with just around 20 seconds, 19.9 to be exact. Eben comes in.
Yeah, fortunate call there as they get the jump ball. And with Eben only being in for offense, she's one of Kaukauna's tallest players at 5'11", so you almost worry that she's not staying in the game, only with 1 foul. But perhaps Coach Hendrickson just prefers Borkert on defense.
Here we go. Eben with it. She kicks it out to Bumgart. Kaukauna's got to put something up quickly here. Bumgart spins around, gets fouled. Contact with 2 defenders. And Wiegand and I believe that was Lila Johnson were the 2 that forced the contact. You could make the foul call on either one. 8.9 seconds to go, though. That took a lot of time off the clock.
Yeah, Baumgart able to get to the line, but time just winding down too far here. Chia with the great defense up in her face. She knew exactly what the game situation was, needed to not give up an open 3, especially with how Baumgart has been shooting it. And another timeout called here. We can quickly head to a commercial break, and we'll be back in 30 seconds on Zaleski Sports.
In every department at Dull Auto, you'll find people who've been in the industry for decades. Sales staff with a deep knowledge, not just of cars, but how to build relationships. A service team who always double checks each other's work. Dozens of people you may never meet who've been working for years to make buying and servicing a car feel fast and easy. In over 100 years at Dull Auto, we've learned to value experience. After working with our team, you'll value our experience too. Dull Auto, simple.
5-point game here in Kaukauna. We'll see what the strategy is. The intentional miss and
lane violation.
They're going to say it was on Baumgart with the lane violation. So 8.9 seconds to go, and the hopes are diminishing here.
Yeah, Ghosts have to foul immediately. They don't.
They do not, hanging on to it.
Just looking for a steal.
And nothing doing, and they stop the clock with 1.9 seconds. Fond du Lac is going to go to 3-2 on the year.
Yeah, clearly Coach Hendrickson was telling them not to make an intentional foul. They were looking for the steal. K-Joe and Wiegand able to evade the defense for long enough, get 8 seconds off the clock. Up 5 with 2 seconds to go. K-Joe already has 13 points. Cooled off a little bit in the second half.
Fond du Lac did a good job of not cracking under pressure as Kaukauna was making that comeback, and K-Joe with another free throw here.
Yeah, I should say
Go
K-Joe.
to 14.
K-Joe maybe cooling down a bit with her jump shot in the second half, but she's been great from the line.
15 points. Baumgart's shot off the glass, no good. And the first game of the FVA conference year goes to the Fond du Lac Cardinals as they win this one by 7, 56-49 over the Galloping Ghosts. And what a performance from Lily Cajo in this one here tonight. But coming up next is the Bear Performance Marketing post-game show. Bear Performance Marketing is your full-service partner for strategic success. From brand development to social media marketing and promotional solutions, we streamline your marketing for maximum results. Learn more at bearpm.com. That's BAERPM.com. We'll be right back for our interviews.
Get more sales, more customers, more employees, more community support. Let Zaleski Sports help you today. Our advertising rates are less than what you have in your pocket now. People just like you watching this broadcast are your next customer or team member. Plus, you'll have the satisfaction of making sure that our light continues to shine on these student athletes. Use the phone in your hand. Email us now. The biggest name in streaming and the biggest name in Wisconsin high school sports broadcasting are now in the same place. Download the Zaleski Sports app on Roku today for easy viewing of your favorite high school sports. Find games by season, sport, or school, then sit back and enjoy. Download the Zaleski Sports app on Roku today.
Need a game plan that delivers marketing victories? Bear Performance Marketing is your full-service partner for strategic success. Offering comprehensive solutions that include brand development, social media marketing, branded products, and digital marketing. The goal is to streamline every aspect of marketing while maximizing results. With a focus on clear, transparent communication and a driven team ready to hustle, Bear Performance Marketing is your partner for marketing that outperforms the competition. Learn more at bearpm.com.
In the plus 500 column.
In the plus 500, that's for sure. Yeah.
Alrighty, welcome back everybody here on the Bear Performance Marketing post-game show. Brendan Retzloff joined by Coach Tyler Williams for the Fond du Lac Cardinals. Congrats on the win. It was a tough game throughout. I mean, you guys started down very early, down to 9, and then how were you guys just able to really set tempo and control?
Yeah. It's something we work on all the time. We've been down in every game we've started. It's something we're working on to start quicker. But we have resilient kids. We're a young team, but I don't think that defines us at all. So.
And the full court pressure that you guys were applying all throughout the game up until the final few minutes, it was really causing problems for Kaukauna's offense as a whole. And but talk about the performances of your team, though. In Lily Cajo, what a game she had.
Yeah, absolutely. She leads us. We have 4 captains on our team right now, 3 juniors and a senior, and they're incredible. They push us every day. They're the heartbeat of our team, and we're going to continue to push forward. So it's a new era right now.
And even though Kaukauna is coming back in this game, it was bend but don't break. What were you telling your team in those timeouts?
Just to stay calm. We had control of the situation. Never let it get below 3, and we took control and just did what we had to do.
And 3-2 on the season now, so you got Appleton East coming up, and that one's going to be on Friday. What are you looking forward to going into that one?
Just another conference battle. You know, we've been looking forward to our conference all year, and we played 2 top 10 teams in the state to start our season and took our lumps, and now we're back at it, and we're ready to go.
Yeah, you just keep on fighting throughout the year. That's what it's all about. Congrats on the win, Coach.
Thank you.
Yeah. Not sure if we're going to get a player or anything to interview because they're in the middle of interviews right now, so not sure.
You can steal one if you want.
I mean, I would definitely steal a player.
Yeah, if you want to try to steal one, you totally can. This should be just about done.
Okay.
I'll throw it to commercial.
We're good.
Need a game plan that delivers marketing victories? Bear Performance Marketing is your full-service partner for strategic success. Offering comprehensive solutions that include brand development.
Are you a retiree like myself and have some spare time and wanting to meet new people? I drive school bus for Kaukauna buses. I enjoy seeing many smiling faces, and I still have time for the activities I enjoy. Kaukauna buses offers a flexible schedule, and it's a well-paid part-time job. It's the perfect balance of work and play. Come join me make a difference in your community. Visit Kaukauna.com for more information.
In the Wildwood Park and Zoo, the Marshfield Rotary Club Winter Wonderland has dazzled families with over 1 million lights displayed. Admission is free. Cash donations and non-perishable food items encouraged. The Winter Wonderland is open November 29th through December 31st.
Selling your car to Doll Auto is quick and easy. Bring your title and keys, and you'll have a check in as little as 30 minutes. Still owe money on your vehicle? No problem. We'll take care of it. Doll Auto. Simple.
Get more sales, more customers, more employees, more community support. Let Zaleski Sports help you today. Our advertising rates are less than what you have in your pocket now. People just like you watching this broadcast are your next customer or team member. Plus, you'll have the satisfaction of making sure that our light continues to shine on these student athletes. Use the phone in your hand. Email us now.
Sports, Brendan Retzloff here. We were able to get an interview with Coach Tyler Williams. Not sure if we're going to be able to get a player. We might just close out our broadcast here as all the players are away doing their interviews. So the final score, though, 56-49. Kaukauna started this game with a 9-0 run. Then all of a sudden, it was a 25-4 run going into halftime for Coach Williams and the final at Cardinals. And then Kaukauna was able to manage to find their way back with Coach Rob Hendrickson and his team, and behind the 23 points from their leader in Addison Baumgart. But I'm not sure if we're going to be able to get anybody here, so we're going to close out our broadcast. So from all of us here at Zaleski Sports, thanks for tuning in, and hopefully you enjoyed our day of 15 broadcasts on ZaleskiSports.com and on YouTube as well. We're just going to close it out. Gunnar Zipper, Brendan Retzloff, we say so long. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Have a great night. We'll see you Friday at Oshkosh North for North and Kaukauna.